The counterattack of the armed forces of Ukraine forced the Kremlin to ask for negotiations. Kiev refused. The counterattack by the armed forces of Ukraine forced Russian officials to turn to Kiev to resume negotiations, but the Ukrainian side refused, as military objectives in the confrontation with the aggressor state remained not reached. In recent days, Russian officials have turned to Ukraine for negotiations, but now her country has more leverage and will only begin negotiations after achieving its military goals. Note that now the Russians are offering to negotiate Kiev to stop the advance of the Ukrainian armed forces in the counterattack. The temporarily occupied areas of the Donetsk and Luhansk regions and Crimea will return to the control of the Ukrainian government. In addition, the minister called on the leaders of European countries to impose additional sanctions on the Russian Federation, noting that the topic of Russian energy resources is its weakness, and the restrictions should specifically targeted in this area. According to the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, since the beginning of counteraction actions of the armed forces of Ukraine, about 6,000 square kilometers of territory has been liberated from the occupiers.